all body practice today. And Rachel, if you'd just turn off the chat for now, we'll be back into the chat later. So I'm going to just share a couple of announcements from the Institute. We'll do some warm-up for about 5 minutes. Then I'd like to share some teaching on Parshat Tetzaveh, which is our Torah portion this week. We'll continue with embodied practice. And then at quarter of the hour, we stop movement and there's time for Q&A. If you're able to stay, that can be the juiciest part of our time together, is the integration, the sharing of experience and what we've noticed on the mat, or just any questions that you have. So just a couple of announcements, and then we will begin at the floor on quadruped, hands and knees. Alrighty, so Rabbi Sam Feinsmith's class on the Sfirot is beginning tomorrow, February 24th. Learn more at the link. It will be here now, and also, of course, after our class, our session today. Sitting with the Sfirot, a Kabbalistic journey for deepening your Jewish mindfulness practice. Rabbi Sam Feinsmith is extraordinary, and if you've not yet had an opportunity to experience learning with him, it is absolutely just an incredible opportunity. If you have time and interest, please check that out. The class goes from February 24th all the way till June 30th. And second, join us for Falling in Love with the World Again, a 5-week program with Anya Kamenetz, award-winning author, former NPR reporter, and expert on climate change and mental health, to examine our collective emotional response to the crises of our time. Wow, wow. We'll work in conversation and practice with Anya, so check that out. The course runs from February 26th, that's later this week, until March 26th, 1 month. So the link is there for you. Okay, my friends. So we begin, as I said, on quadruped. Wrists under the shoulders. You may want to put a blanket down for your knees. Today is the 6th of Adar. And so Chodesh Tov, welcome to this month of Adar. We say Mishenichnas Adar, Marbim Besimcha. Whoever enters into the month of Adar increases in happiness. And I want to just say that from the beginning, because just saying that adage, that maxim, in this world that maybe doesn't feel Marbim Besimcha, to remember and to know that actually part of our tradition is that this period of year, as we move towards Purim, increases our joy, increases our happiness in a deeply internal way. It's good simply to just hold that and know that. So we begin pulling energy up out of the wrists. We don't want to be too weighted and heavy on the wrists. And we'll start with a little bit of cat and cow. As we inhale, drop the belly, lift the sitting bones, widen the collarbones, and take the gaze forward. As we exhale, curling navel towards the spine, tailbone and crown coming down. Inhaling, widen those collarbones, finding the arch. Exhaling and curling. Inhaling, making space vertebra to vertebra as you lengthen and find this even curve. And exhaling, again, space vertebra to vertebra. Take this in your own time, connecting your own breath to movement. Starting to slow yourself down and anchor the mind in sensation, in breath. Good, and then come back to neutral spine. Drag the tailbone back to the heels, child pose. If this is too much flexion on knees and hips, puppy pose with the buttocks in the air. The arms are coming forward, the forehead coming down. So child or puppy, lengthening the spine. Breathing into the back body, particularly the back ribs. The whole pelvic bowl. Walk those arms and the upper body over to the right, opening the left side of the rib cage. It's getting a lot of length through side body, armpits, triceps, and then coming back through the center, walking the arms over to the left. If there's anything that I instruct or share with you today that is contraindicated or simply doesn't work for your body, please, you have full permission to choose something else. Come on back to the center. You're always, always, always in choice. This is your practice coming on up to neutral. And it's really your time for you. So make sure everything is comfortable and sweet in your own body. We're going to thread the needle, inhaling the right arm out to the right, exhaling, thread it behind the left wrist, palm facing up, lay the arm down to the shoulder, press into those left finger tops to bring the torso around a little bit. You might want to take the left arm up toward the ceiling. Any variation here will work. Just focusing in on sensation in the neck, shoulders, between the shoulder blades. And it's always wonderful to let out a sigh, some sound on the exhale. Always, always welcome and helpful to release tension. As you're ready, slowly unraveling, come back to center. We'll take the other side. Inhale the left arm out to the side. And exhale, take the left arm behind the right. Lay it down to the shoulder, the palm is facing up, pressing into those right fingertips, or taking the right arm up toward the ceiling. Feeling what there is to feel. Sometimes our yoga practice is just about coming out of some numbness and finding that we can connect with sensation. Just that alone is really great. Come on back to center. One more time, child pose. Dragging the tailbone back, walking the fingertips forward. And then come on back up to neutral. We're going to take circles with the right knee, just opening up the hip, opening up the synovial fluid. And the other direction. And then bring it down and take the other side. It doesn't matter which direction you begin, but starting circles with the left knee. And change direction. Just beginning to slow down our movements and slow and focus our attention. Coming down. And then we're going to inhale the right leg back behind. Flex the foot, 5 toes pointing down. Keep the navel moving toward the spine. And if you'd like, balance this bird dog by taking the left arm forward, palm facing in. and then lower. Inhale, left leg behind. Again, all 5 toes facing down, flex through the foot. And if you'd like balance, take the right arm forward, palm facing in. And then come down. Same thing, right leg back. Now, if you'd like to try something new, bend through the right knee, take the left hand behind, give a little stretch. If it reaches, or we're just coming to here. And then coming on down, other side, left leg back, right arm forward. And then if you'd like, bend the knee, take hold. Little crossbody bow, if it works for you. And then come on back, and we'll pause. Have a seat as you'd like. Just want to share a little bit of teaching. So as I said, today is the 6th of Adar. And we're on Parshat Tetzaveh. It's the second half of the book of Exodus. And these last 5 portions, the whole second half of the book, is dedicated to the building of the Mishkan. And this is the second of 5. It began last week in Terumah. We have the famous verse, Ve'asuli mikdash, v'shachanti betocham. You shall make for me a mikdash, a holy place, from the word kodesh, and I will dwell within them. Right? Not within you, within it, but within them, within the people. So we crossed the sea in Parshat Beshalach. We received the Aseret HaDibrot, the 10 utterances in Yitro, started to receive laws in Mishpatim, and now we began building the Mishkan by bringing gifts in Truma, and we will continue with this building of the Mishkan for the rest of Shemot. And I want to, that's really our study here. What is it like to build an inner space? A space within the body, an inner mikdash, an inner mishkan, a place of dwelling, the shachen, so that the divine can dwell here. So this portion begins with the Ner Tamid, the idea of the light that doesn't go out, the divine light. Ve'ata titzaveh et bnei Israel, you shall further instruct the Israelites. V'ikhu elecha shemen zayit zach katit lamaor, to bring you clear oil of beaten olives for lighting. Leha'alot ner tamid, to light, to kindle lamps regularly. The verb is leha'alot, to raise the lamps, to raise the light, tamid. Always, and also consistently and constantly, like our practice. We do it again and again, daily, moment to moment, to raise up our inner light. And then the portion goes on in very grand detail to talk about the vestments for the Kohanim, for the priests, and for Aaron. The robes, the tunics, the gemstones, the sashes, headdress, color, fabric, textures, all of it. Ve'asita vigdei kodesh laharon achicha, make sacral or sacred vestments for your brother Aaron, lechavod uletiferet, for dignity and adornment, says the JPS translation, for kavod, for honor, for dignity, uletiferet, adornment, for beauty, also for radiance. And so it goes on to talk about pomegranates and golden bells lining the bottom of Aaron's robe that will signal his entrance to the space, to the holy space. shoulder pieces with all these beautiful yarns, blue and crimson, attached with stones, Lizzie, for remembrance of the Israelites. The Choshen Mishpat, the breastplate of decision, with stones for the 12 tribes of Israel that should be carried alev Aharon. And you shall make a tzitz, a frontlet of pure gold, and engrave on it the seal inscription, Kadosh Ladonai, holy to God. So all these details, these very specific and lavish details of the vestments to help the priests do their job, carry out their role, dictate their outward appearance to the people. Again, to help them, to help us in this day when we are the priests and priestesses, to build the inner Mishkan, to foster space for divine dwelling. And this portion says, V'shachanti b'toch b'nei Israel, I will dwell within the Israelites, I will abide with them, I will abide within their hearts. So that is our practice, and that's what I want to plant the seed to guide us today and through the next several weeks as we complete the book of Shemot. How to ask the question, how do I make space inside where divine presence can enter and dwell? And that's the purpose of all the ritual. So that is what our yoga practice is. Make room within for divinity so that off the mat that can be expressed into the world. So our practice today is to just open the body where we can. Let's take the left foot forward in a low lunge. The right foot. Left knee back. And just find a little bit of heaviness through the pelvis. Hands can be to the floor, or hands can be on blocks if you want to lift yourself up a little, bring the floor up. Just let the hips move a little bit forward and back. Doing a little into the quads and hip flexors on the left leg. And then you can start to come back so much with the hips that you straighten through the right leg, get a little hamstring, taking this forward and back. Next time you come forward, let the hips settle. Bring the right arm forward, up, and around. Just taking a twist, taking the gaze with the fingertips. Finding this opening for the torso. As much as the shoulder and torso will allow, and then tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, send the heel back, and start to build up to a high lunge. Hands to the right thigh, extend from the back heel to the crown of the head, and then pressing the hands to the thigh as you come up, let the tailbone drop. Maybe the back knee comes into more bend. We want to really maintain stability and length through the pelvis, the sacrum. From here, go wherever you need to go. Maybe you want to hold on to something for some balance, or take the hands to the hips, or maybe the arms want to come up. See what you need to find high lunge today. And then we'll come down. Take your time any way you want to go. It might just be switching sides. It might be taking a vinyasa to switch sides, stepping back, lowering down, baby cobra, downward dog, etc. Just any way you like. Switching sides. And meet me back with the left foot forward and the right knee down. And we'll take all of this on the other side. So just starting with a little pulsing of the hips, just feeling a heaviness guide you. And then we can start to draw the hips back and straighten through the left leg, coming forward and back. Quieting down, slowing down. V'shachanti b'toch b'nei Israel, v'shachanti b'tocham. It will dwell within them. Making some space. And the next time you come forward, bring the left arm forward and around, just following that circle. Again, as much as the shoulder allows. Inhaling as you come forward and up, exhaling as you come back down around. And then tuck the back toes. Lift the knee. And start to build up to a high lunge. Take your time. You can shorten your stance. See what you need. Hands to thighs. Lengthen the spine. Press away. See how it's different on the second side. See how it's new today. Every day is a different day, might be new and different from the last time that you practiced. Find your high lunge. It may not look at all like mine. Really, a mature practice is to just find your way in to your own body, to your own self, finding your own unique practice. And then when you're ready, bring the hands down, step the back foot forward, find a ragdoll or a squat, hanging over. And then slowly making your way to stand. It could be rolling up the spine vertebra by vertebra. It could be hands to the hips and coming up with a flat back. Take your time. And when you come up, just start to move a little creatively to open the joints, ankles, knees, hips, wrists, elbows, shoulders. Maybe they'll move together in the same way, and maybe they won't. Just to find a little bit of movement in the joints. Or a little bounce, a little shake out. And then when you're ready, we'll take a look at Warrior Two, stepping or jumping the feet wide. We'll start with the right side, left toes in, right toes out. With the hands on the hips, inhale and then exhale, bend through the right knee. And then inhale, come on out. So just a couple of times, exhale and inhale. Just finding the imprint here for the body, the form we're moving to, Might be the first time you're taking a deep bend through the knee and finding some stretch on the inner left thigh, the adductor. Good, and then when you're ready, inhale the arms shoulder height. Exhale and just drop the shoulder blades down the back. Inhale, lengthen through the fingertips, take the gaze over the right fingertips. And exhale, come on into the pose. Pause here. And it's never static, let it be dynamic. Fill the space. Just dwell, be right here, right now, in this body, in this day, where you are. Couple more breaths. Building a little heat. And then when you're ready, straighten through the legs. Come on up. Switch the feet. Hands to the hips. Inhale. Exhale, bend through the left knee and just watch this knee track. It's not going to go past the ankle. And then come on up. Exhaling down, inhaling up. And really watching the tracking of that leg forward, that thigh forward, seeing that the knee doesn't fall in. And starting to build some warmth. And then come on up, inhale the arms shoulder height. And exhale, drop the shoulder blades down the back. Just feel the neck lengthen. Feel the shoulders widen. Inhale, take the fingertips long, gaze over the left fingertips. Exhale, drop down into the pose, bend the knee. Be here. Few breaths, building some heat. Making some space. When you're ready, straighten through the legs, come on up. And then turn both feet to face forward. So turn that left foot to face forward. Toes are pointing forward or even a little bit inward. Legs are wide. We're going to take wide leg forward fold. And if you'd like, if the hamstrings are tight, if you'd like a chair or blocks, go ahead and take them so you can lift the floor up toward you. Hands to the hips. Inhale, press into the feet. Lift the heart, lift the sternum, center of the chest. And exhale, fold forward from the crease of the hips. Take the hands down. Pausing here. Flat back, long spine. And if you'd like to come further, inhale, long spine, and exhale, drop the crown of the head. Fingertips in line with the toes. Elbows drawing towards each other. Sort of magnetizing in. Sitting bones just above the ankles, in line with the ankles. We're not hanging back onto the heels. The weight is even across the feet. raising up the light. Finding dwelling space. Then as you're ready, slowly unwinding. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, press into the feet. Lift up. Exhale, come back to center. Good. Jump or heel toe the feet together or hip width apart. Before we go to the floor, just take a moment, one hand to the belly and one hand to the heart. With a softened gaze or closing the eyes, just checking in, inward, and noticing how you feel. What do you notice? If you had a word that you expressed at the beginning of our session, you can notice how you feel now in relation to where you started. What do you observe? And then release the hands, open the eyes if the eyes were closed. We'll come down to the floor. We'll come down to the floor on our belly. And again, if you want some cushioning, some padding, you could put your blanket onto the mat. So belly down, just take a moment to make a pillow with the hands and rest the forehead. Bend the right knee and point through the right toes. And then switch, bend the left knee, point through the left toes, coming to 90 degrees at the knee. Just come back and forth, side to side. Notice how this feels through the abdomen, maybe making some length. How it feels in the upper legs, on the edges of the knees. Call this my little Esther Williams move. Might be familiar with the form of this in Pilates if you're a Pilates practitioner. Draw the navel toward the spine. Lengthen the tailbone. Good. And from here, bring the feet down. Keep the toes pointed, tops of the feet to the floor. Maybe the feet are glued together through the inner line of the leg, or maybe you make a little space. See what the low back needs. We're going to take the forehead down and the hands to the sides of the chest. Good. Draw the lower belly in and up. And inhale, lift the forehead up. Raise the shoulders. Baby cobra, just small. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lengthen the spine, just like we did at the beginning of the class. Vertebra to vertebra, making some space. Exhale, lower down. And take a few of these. Maybe you'll raise up a little bit more each time. Maybe you'll start to take the gaze forward and up the wall in front of you. Maybe not. Maybe you're just going to come into some length. We're strengthening the paraspinal muscles. We're working on a little backward extension here. Hug those elbows toward the body, toward the rib cage. And then perhaps the next time you come up, you'll slide the forearms forward and come into Sphinx pose. Elbows beneath the shoulders. If this is too high for you right here, you'll bring the forearms forward a little bit. If Sphinx here is not enough for you and you want to go higher, you'll press up further into a full cobra. So just playing with what works for you here, how much arch you want. You can take the gaze over one shoulder and the other shoulder, if that feels good. Just feeling into Sphinx pose. And then lower down, press into the hands, and sit it back again to puppy or child or downward facing dog if you'd like. Finding a little counter stretch. After Sphinx. And then we're going to come onto the back. Come onto your back. And hug the right knee to the chest, lengthen the left leg. And then switch, hug the left knee, extend the right. And switch. And switch. Once more each side, switch. And switch. Take both soles of the feet to the floor, knees are bent, and we're going to cross the right ankle over the left. Figure 4, ankle resting just above the left knee. And then bring the whole thing in, thread behind the left thigh, clasp hands and draw this in. If that's too much for you, you can leave the left sole of the foot on the floor and simply bring the right knee in and out. Also beautiful for the outer hip. So again, you do you, see what works for your body. And then release. Extend your legs and your arms long. Just take a nice big stretch yawn. Oh. Mm. And then again, bend both knees. And we'll take figure 4 the other side. Cross the left ankle to the right thigh. Bring the knee in and out, or bring the whole structure in. Thread your hands behind the right thigh. And then as you're ready, just release everything. You might give both knees a little hug. And come to stillness. If your lower back is tender or bothering you at all, it can be nice to just keep the knees bent and soles of the feet on the floor. You might want a more traditional Shavasana, extending the legs, extending the arms out to the side, 6 to 8 inches from the body, palms facing up, tucking your shoulder blades under you. Just coming to rest. Few moments of stillness and quiet. ושכנתי בתוכם, ואנחנו נברך ים מעתה ועד עולם. Oh God, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true, with thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Begin to deepen the breath. Wiggle the fingers and the toes, starting to come back to the surface. And take your time. Take all the time you need to begin to transition up to a seated position, comfortable seat. As we make our transition in stages back into our morning, back into our day. And once you arrive, find the stability of your sitting bones and the length of your spine. Feel your breath coming in and going out. We can take the gleanings of Parshat Tetzaveh into our week, and the whole idea that we're learning and discovering through the second half of Exodus, of building the Mishkan. Building the place where God's sacred presence will be with the Israelites in the traveling through the desert. Creating this inner place of dwelling where the divine can be with us as we sometimes individually, sometimes collectively as a community, as a planet, walk through the desert for stability and for sacred care. Take a final breath as a khatima, as a seal upon your practice, inhaling deeply and exhaling deeply. And then allow the eyes to flutter open, coming back to your own space. Thank you all for practicing today. I know some of you like to take this morning time on Mondays as just a little mini retreat. I have this time in yoga and then go to the daily sit at 12:30. Today it will be with Rabbi Mark Margolius. If this session together and time together, any of your learnings from IJS have been beneficial, I encourage you to make a donation in any amount. It always helps so that we can continue to offer our resources to you for free. And Rachel will put that link into the chat. And I'll just resettle myself in my chair. If you have any questions of mechanics, tachlis from today's practice, anything we did, any reflections from your own practice,